everybody. Welcome to another SketchCraft art tips. We're going to do a little art tips today. Joining me to do an art tip would be Brandon, Mega Potato James. Brandon, say hello.
Hi, everybody.
As I get back to some kind of schedule, right? Thought I'd take the
A little
time
bit
to
of
answer.
normal.
You gonna cut me off there, Brandon?
I thought it was a back and forth out there when you said as I get back to. I'm gonna try to cut you off at least one more time, and then we're
Yeah,
good.
I miss that. I miss when you do that. I'm glad that we're doing this on the right foot, you know? So
hmm
let's just bring it up. I got a question here on the art tips. I'm gonna go ahead and just turn this on. This is from Art of Mix. I'm gonna read it to you, right? I'll grab some coffee. Hold on one second. All right. Hey Rob, my goal is to become a character concept artist. The goal is to land a small studio until I can reach larger ones as my skill grows. For now, I have been practicing and trying to build a proper portfolio, whatever that is. I've gotten so many different takes on building the right one, quote unquote. Been hanging out in your live streams and thought I'd ask your opinion because you're honest with what you like and don't. My Instagram is where I post all of my work, so if you can take a look, give a bit of feedback, I would be grateful. Appreciate your time. Art of Mix. I believe his name is Justin as well.
hmm
So, pretty cool. So, Justin wants to become a character artist, wants to know if he's got the chops or what he needs to do to kind of move forward. Would appreciate some input. You get that, Brandon?
I got it.
Do you understand the question? Do you have any,
Mm-hmm.
you have anything to add to that?
I like that it's a very thorough question. I like that. I like it anytime anyone's willing to have us go over an art tip, critique their work, or just that get past that whole vulnerability of having other people examine your work.
You think you
I
might
mean,
learn something? You think you might learn something today?
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try.
Let's see if I can teach Brandon something. All right, so let's go check it out. Let's bring up Justin's Instagram. Here we go. Right. So this is Justin's Instagram. It's a little Night King drawing here. It's got some traditional art. It's got some. Let's look at this. A bit of sketchbook work here. Some faces, some bodies, some personal pics, some Michael Bay turtles. Unfortunately, uh, I'm being a dick. Beast. Alrighty, little Princess Leia. It's from a photo, right? Redraw. Caricatures. It's Moana, I think. Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, look at that, Sean Galloway. It's a good picture. It's a good picture, Jason. Okay, so here's what I would say. Let's go, and rather than me just give you my 2 cents on what I think you could do to get a job, let's go to artstation.com and go see what character artists positions are being looked for. So if we go to artstation.com, they have a little section called Jobs. We can click right there, Jobs, and you can see all the different studios, professional studios that are hiring. I'm not saying that he needs to go apply to one of these right now. I'm saying that you can start to look pretty quickly what the industry is looking for. Now, this is technically games and movies, right? Mostly games on ArtStation, but a lot of these things do pre-pro. It's back and forth between games and movies these days. It kind of jump back and forth. So if we go to Blizzard, because they're like an industry standard, right? And we look right down here at their concept artist, character, job type, permanent. Let's take a look at some of the things they ask for. I'm going to read this back to you. It's a little hard to see on the monitor. Uh, Basically, responsibilities. Create character concepts, including character sheets, movement studies, and detailed breakouts for equipment and weapons. Iterate on game assets with production artists via paintovers, studies, and group criteria. Skills and requirements. Minimum 2 years experience. That's give or take, folks. If you're a badass artist, they don't give a shit. Experience with digital
Right.
content creation tools such as Photoshop and Painter. Shocking, right? Photoshop, Brandon? That program that we don't
Right.
use anymore. An
hmm
exceptional understanding of human and creature anatomy, and a keen eye towards form, shape, structure, and silhouette. Oh shit, dog. That's my favorite word around here, silhouette. Superior
hmm
eye for light, value, composition, color, staging, and detail. Able to carry an idea from the conceptual phase to the finished illustration with an understanding of translating these ideas to real-time game environments and understanding the distinctive Blizzard entertainment visual style and a passion to push it to the next level. Working knowledge of 3D art techniques and software packages such as Maya, 3D Max, ZBrush, and Mudbox. So what does all that mean, folks? What does all that mean? That means if you're going to get a job as a character artist these days in gaming or in movies or whatever, you're going to have to know a few things. So let me just go ahead and just start here. I'll fill this with white. Let's just start to make a little. Let's just jot down some things we're probably going to need to know, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So we're going to go here and write character artist. Even if I want to be my own self-employed artist, these are the general things I need to look for. One, can draw characters plus anatomy. 2, can model in 3D. These are the two big things, man. You know, these are the two big things. I need to know how to draw characters, anatomy, plus weapons and items, right? And I'm pretty certain we're thinking fantasy and sci-fi, right? Plus probably military, given that covers all the fucking major movies and video games right now that hire constant character artists, right? From Call of Duty to StarCraft to Warcraft to League of Legends to name a fucking game, Brandon. You know? So
Rainbow Six Siege.
See? Military. Name a game. Pick a game. So you're going to say sports? Well, you know, probably doesn't fit that, so we'll put sports just in case, right? So that's your typical character artist jobs. And you're going to need to know how to take those drawings into 3D, which means that, you know, if you got a character that, you know, you're developing silhouettes for, you know, and you do a little sketch, just quickly sketch something out, right? Give a big cable gun, right? Right? A big drum gun. Weapons back here. Little thing up there. That you can take that little sketch and then model it in 3D. So one part drawing, one part 3D modeling. Does Justin have what it takes right now? No. I think he knows that though. What can Justin do to get there? Can he get there? Yeah, he can get there. You know, I'm not seeing anything here that, you know, he seems to understand, you know, clean lines, some form, placement of faces, noses, and stuff. The thing though is when I look at this, these just look like someone's random sketchbooks. And so what you kind of need to do now is sit down and really go through figure drawing, right? Realistic figure drawing, especially in video games and movies and stuff. Realistic figure drawing, and then animal drawing too, so you can do creatures. Because you need to do creatures, you need to start hind legs, dog faces, bear faces, snouts, ears. You know, like look at Brandon. He's got a snout, right?
Hell yeah.
And I got them ears, so you got to know ears too, like fins. You know, you're gonna need to be able to rotate these things three-dimensionally, even in your art. You know, like this head. If I just let me just copy this screen really quick for take an example. Print screen. Let's see if I can paste this in here. No, it doesn't want to let me do that. Sometimes the let's see if I can. Nope, snapshot doesn't want to let me do it too. This is fun. This is fun, right? This is how we do it live. Oh, look, it canceled me out. This is great. Now it's closing every window as I work. That's wonderful. It closed the Instagram. Instagram art of mix. Bring this up. Okay. Open link in new tab. Let me move this over here and see if I can See if I can print screen a few times, shove it in the memory, and paste. Nope, it doesn't want to. Wow, Brandon.
Sometimes it just doesn't
Some
go the way
nights
we
it just
want.
doesn't want to even let me do the most basic of fucking things. Let's see if I can quickly, really quickly, see if I can capture selection. Let's see if I can. Folks, one of the reasons why I haven't been streaming the past couple days is because I've been having some fun with the computer. And when I have that kind of fun, I tend to get really pissed off. And it's not good for people. It's not good for me. It's not good for you. It's counterproductive to getting anything done. Like I was having this thing today, right, where the mouse just wanted to jump around, and right now it's kind of doing, I don't know what the fuck it's doing, man. Like,
I had printer and Cintiq issues all last night.
Okay, so here we go, right? Here we go. Check this out. We got this. We got this, folks. We just take a minute here. So when people go, you could edit these videos down. I'm like, but I could, but I'm not going to. So that's the way it works. So like here he drew the little Night King face, right? And one of the things you're going to have to know how to do. Okay. Thank you. Alarm. Is how to there's one drawing of it, flat, but then he's going to need to know how to rotate that head up, low angle looking up, top angle looking down without the 3D, and then he's going to have to be able to model the 3D. So you can go, say if I was designing the Night King, I'd have to show a few different ways so I can kind of work out how many horns would go on his head, where they're going to go on the head, so forth and so forth. Like the reverse shot where the neck comes down and the ears come over and the chin. So the neck shot, right? 3/4 neck shot. Center line. You're going to need to know all these things, man. Just being able to say I'm drawing a character is not going to get you there. So although it's, a fun drawing, you got to be able to take that, rotate it, move it around. Really got to work on the shape play. Really got to work on then modeling. I would say, if he really put it in now, started learning ZBrush, at the very least learn ZBrush and learn modeling in Maya because you're going to have to do some low poly modeling and stuff on top of that. You're going to need to know Maya, going to need to know ZBrush, and you're going to need to know how to draw these things realistically from an angle. 2 to 3 years before you could probably start submitting professional portfolio samples. If you sat down today and just put foot to pavement or pencil to paper, so to say, and that's just based on the fact that like I'm just looking at the current portfolio and I see straight on flat, 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 straight on flat. These are all 1 point straight on flat, 1 point perspective straight on flat. So, kind of a 3/4, but still kind of flat, flat straight on, flat straight on. Sort of a 3/4. There, that's better. Straight on flat, straight on flat. Do you see the theme, Brandon? The problem?
Yeah, and I mean when I first started asking you for help, you told me I was no longer allowed to draw straight on faces. Everything had to be 3/4 angled, turned. No longer was I allowed to draw
And
straight on.
also no
You
longer allowed to
weren't having it.
and also no longer allowed to redraw people's art. Like no redrawing Scotty Young's fantasy, no redrawing Akira Toriyama Dragon Ball Z pictures.
Right.
And if Justin really wants to do, character design, as much as this, the cartoon stuff is fun to do, and I do it, that's not what they're hiring for. Like even, they're just, the majority of the jobs want to see realism more than the cartoony, and you can always scale down.
Right.
So I'm just letting you know what they're looking for. And you can always pop into to an art station and check out, some job postings and see what they're requiring to see, from the beginning. But so he's got a good hand, but right now it's more like the tattoo t-shirt realm of a hand. You know, does that make any sense, Brandon?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, looking at
You know,
things, redrawing it. You know, kind of
right.
like with tattoos, it's got more of like a symmetry to it or a graphic design quality to it, which I appreciate. But character design and stuff is going to require. I mean, they're just these guys are going to be fucking brutal. By the way, Brandon, like I know people
Oh
on
yeah.
YouTube think I'm super fucking like honest and straightforward. These guys, they talk shit. Like, they're mean. I mean, I've had my shit ripped to fucking shreds by guys that, you know, whatever, But I mean, like, I can just look right now and develop a silhouette, 3/4, like high angle looking down, you know, because I've done all that stuff. And then very quickly, like, watch, we can do center. Add the typography. And this is just super quick. This isn't, I mean, it's super quick because I just fucking did it. There's no tricks here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is not the world's most complicated little sketch, But you got to develop that skill set and then be able to draw, bigger people, like, and then smaller people, bulkier people, thinner people. Be able to flip this thing, you know. We're gonna do my little trick here, right? Transform, flip horizontal. Right? Can make a little quick model sheet here. Let's see if that worked. Edit, transform. Yeah, that's a weird angle to do that at. Maybe I'm not seeing it right. Sometimes I'm like, did I do it right? Sometimes I am slightly dyslexic, so sometimes I'm like, is that working? Like when I want the guide. Yeah, it's not working right. The high, what's that? The high angle.
This is how you know we
See,
do it live, everybody, on the spot.
see, it should work. Why is it not working? What am I doing wrong here, Ryan? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Well, worst comes to worst, you just fucking draw it. You know? Like I don't really give a shit about, That's why like the little cheat thing I have for flipping the silhouette
Uh-huh.
works in traditional 3/4. Now when you start messing with high angles, it just gets a little fucking funky.
Right.
Like so whatever. That didn't work out as well as I
Hector
wanted.
says just the stance you got going on here.
Yeah. Anyhow, is there any other questions, Brandon? Is there anything I haven't answered? You think I gave this guy some good advice? You think I'm missing
Yeah, and
something?
I think one, the stop drawing other people's art. That's a good idea. Um, you can be influenced by it, and you could take certain things and try stuff from it. But no, what you're saying is good. Take stuff, change the angles, try it from different angles, because that's what they're going to ask for when they ask for a character. They're going to want to see it from all different angles, all different ways, and you need to be able to draw it. You can't. Every character can't be straight on or just a headshot. You got to do the bodies, you got to do angles, movement. There's going to be different things that are going to come into play, and it's not going to be like you're going to be able to figure it out overnight. It's probably going to take you. I don't personally, is what I'd say, but Rob might change. It's different. Maybe a year before you're ready to even submit a
Nah.
portfolio.
You know what? Just a portfolio in terms of like maybe see what they say back if they say anything.
Yeah.
Generally, though, they're not giving portfolio critiques. They're just looking at stuff and passing.
Okay.
Like when you send stuff, they just don't reply to it, or they go, "Oh, please enter our system," and then they just ignore you.
Yeah.
So I'd say it takes a minimum of 2 to 3 years to get anything going. once you're ready to like really focus in on an industry standard, just because there's a learning curve, and you got to know how to like change too. There, so you just draw the fucking thing. You need to know how to like flip things up. If they said, "Hey, we want to we want him to have a fucking bionic arm, but we want it to be steampunk, not sci-fi," you got to then understand what that means. I got to go get reference. I got to know how to add extra billets. We want to make it a female character, same character with the same like, costumes, but we want it to be female. Oh shit, you know, I got to make a female version of this. We need a monster. We need a bipedal, you know, some giant, you know, it's got like the big legs with the, you know, the hoof feet and shit, you know, that kind of stuff. And then you're gonna have to model it, you know, and that's a whole nother the thing. I did it, you know, and I don't like modeling, so I tend to stay out of this game on purpose, professionally speaking.
Right.
That hasn't helped with my career, you know, but you know, it's like, well, I don't want to do any 3D modeling, so it's not my thing. But a lot of people want to make a living. You want to make a living, this is what you're gonna have to do, you know.
Right.
So, you know, whatever. You could add horns and shit. Like I said, I'm just sketching randomly, folks. I have no idea what I'm doing now. So you give them a tail, you know. Then they'll be like, we want a fucking. This is funny. Sometimes they go, we want a tail, and it needs to have like a giant gun, you know. Oh, a giant gun tail, you know, like. And it needs to have, you know, some stupid. It needs to wrap around and coil through, and you know, just you need to be able to have the tool sets mentally to create, you know, on the fly, but then take those things and model them through. So to reiterate, I'm going to end this because it's going on and I'm kind of repeating myself. You need to be able to work on characters and anatomy more. You know, you need to move away from doing flat, one-dimensional drawings, move into 3/4 poses only. To start with that, 3/4 poses, 3/4 front, 3/4 back. And then start sculpting those two. What'd you say, Brandon?
Could he take maybe some statues or like ZBrush models and just try using those as references, like you've told me to before, or even if
Yeah, I mean, you can
you
draw
have at home,
from
different
sculpture.
lighting, different poses.
Do you not hear me when I'm
Yeah.
talking, or are you just fucking talking right over me? Which is it, Brandon?
I was just a little bit of both. I'm just also saying things that, you know,
We can only talk at one time,
I'm saying
Brandon.
in different ways.
We can only talk at
Yes.
once. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
just slow down. Let me finish what I'm going to say, and then you can say it. All right? We're
Got
not
it.
doing that talking fast thing anymore, by the way, on this cast. I'm moving away from that. I got time to kill, folks. So, yeah, you can draw from ZBrush models, draw from people, you know, draw soldiers, model realistic soldiers, you know, model stylistic stuff. Because, you know, if you apply to Blizzard, they're going to want to see a bit of style. They're going to know you can do their house style, but they can also push it forward. But in order to know style, you got to know form and construction. This is a pretty. I will continually just harp this every time someone asks me, where do I start? Well, form and construction. Form and construction. Form and construction. And you're going to need to learn modeling. But if you start a little bit of both at the same time, one will inform the other. The modeling will help inform when you draw three-dimensionally. And as you draw three-dimensionally, you'll then be able to apply a more artistic take on your modeling so it doesn't look generic and bland. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody. Brandon, where can people be sure to check out Justin's stuff? He's a good artist, man. You know, he's a pretty cool guy. At the Art of Mix on Instagram. Give him a little shout out. And if anyone else has any questions, just leave them in the comments below. You can send me a direct message and we can do an art tips. I'm trying to do them weekly, so we'll definitely get there. Brandon, where can people bug you on the internet?
Well, first off, real quick to the chat room. Thank you, Talon, Shadow Kid, Hector, and Kyle for all your lovely chat in the chat box while Rob and me ranted, or while I interrupted Rob throughout the thing, and Ash for listening too. Appreciate that. He sent me a nice little text message. You guys can find me on Instagram at leadheavy, Lead heavy.
Yes, Mega Potato.
Yes, AKA.
There we go, Mega Potato. Talking over Rob, right? Look at this. Blah. 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 Do do
At least, have a,
do.
at least I have a cape.
Mega potato. All right, and as folks, you can find me here working as always. Just leave a comment below. Send me a direct message if you want to know anything, and we'll see you on the next SketchCraft Live. Say goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Artists. Oh, we love artists. Goodbye, artists. Everyday art tips. Art tips. More advice. Every day. www.rickandmorty.com